In the last few moments, Ewan Jenkins, the District Crown Prosecutor, has announced that Mark Bridger is to be charged with murder and abduction of April Jones, and also with attempting to pervert the course of justice. Bridger was first arrested on Tuesday afternoon on suspicion of abduction. He was then re-arrested yesterday afternoon on suspicion of murder. His first appearance will be in Aberystwyth Magistrates Court on Monday morning, where the charges will be formally read out to him.
Thank you. The Crown Prosecution Service has been in close contact with Dyfed-Powys Police as their extensive investigation into April's disappearance has developed. In particular, we have been offering advice and guidance to the police since the suspect, Mark Bridger, was arrested last Tuesday. My role is to examine the evidence that is currently available and advise the police in respect of charges. I now have to advise that, having carried out a detailed review of the evidence gathered so far by Dyfed-Powys Police, my conclusion is that there is sufficient evidence to charge Mark Bridger with the murder of April Jones, and that it is in the public interest to do so. I have also concluded that there is sufficient evidence to charge the defendant with attempting to pervert the course of justice and child abduction. Accordingly, I have authorised Dyfed-Powys Police to charge him with these offences, and he will appear before Aberystwyth Magistrates Court on Monday morning. I realise that this is an incredibly difficult time for April's family, friends and the community. My thoughts are with them, and indeed with all those affected by this week's events. The huge public and media interest in this case is understandable. I would just like to stress that whilst Mark Bridger stands accused of serious criminal charges, he retains the right to a fair trial. I would therefore ask that nothing is placed in the public domain that may undermine the criminal justice process. Thank you.
Today our thoughts are very much with April's family, friends and those who knew her, and the community within Machynlleth. The last few days have seen us deal with one of the most complex and fast-moving inquiries in the history of this cause, and one our community has never had to face before. It's been marked by the coming together of people across the country with one aim in mind: to return April to her family. The community of Machynlleth and the surrounding areas turned out in force, using social networks to get the message out to appeal for April's safe return. To see so many people give up their free time is truly humbling to everyone involved. I would like to pay tribute to the tremendous effort that's gone into trying to find April Jones this week. I have spent time with the family, and they are overwhelmed by the number of people who wanted to help in any way they possibly could. The search teams have faced enormous challenge with the hostile terrain, the adverse weather, the logistics of searching such a beautiful and remote environment. Everyone was working towards the same goal: to find April safe and well and reunite her with her family. I would like to express my gratitude to the volunteers from the community and those who have worked and provided support behind the scenes, the agencies that have taken part, expert advisors, all of my staff and staff and forces up and down the UK. There are far too many to mention here today. And finally, my thanks to you, the media, for the way that you have reported this inquiry. People have worked round the clock in their search for April to investigate crime and to keep the disappearance in the public eye. Now that Mark Bridger has been charged with this horrific crime, it is time to let the judicial process take its course, and time to let the family come to terms with what has happened over the last week. In the meantime, our efforts will be as meticulous as they have been, right from the outset of this inquiry until we have
I can now give you a brief update on the search operation which continues in Machynlleth. This morning we have deployed 10 specialist police teams who are conducting a systematic and methodical search in and around the town. We continue to have the support of a whole range of search and rescue teams who are using specialist equipment as we continue our efforts. We will be keeping April's family fully updated on progress of this investigation. And finally, despite today's announcement, we are maintaining the momentum of the search, and we remain totally focused and committed to finding April. Thank you.